Okay, I'm making this video right now, currently in Singapore. So I'm having a class afterwards at talking about Bitcoin at, if I'm not mistaken, 7:30. So it's a good day today. It's a bit raining. So yeah. So today this video it's regards to I want to talk about a few things about what is Bitcoin. People been talking about. If you guys heard about what is Bitcoin, there's a lot of video out there about what is Bitcoin. But I hope that this is one of the video that can ease people to understand what is truly Bitcoin. Okay, so it's a three parts of video. One video is what is Bitcoin, and the most crucial one is actually why Bitcoin, because we got other currencies out there that are, which is being what you call this, issued by government, backed by so-called gold, um, inflated currencies, especially. Whereas Bitcoin is not, you cannot inflate Bitcoin, and Bitcoin will never be inflated. And why is that? We're going to talk about that in the second part. So this part I'm talking about is what is Bitcoin. So let's go ahead. So Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency. So why I don't use digital currency? Because previously, before the existence of Bitcoin, there's already been available digital currency like our online banking, the ones that we see the digits in that online. It's digital. Digital card, so anything that you put something of value in it, and then there's the card has as a it become like indirectly it is a digital currency. So Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. Why is it a crypto? Because it's encrypted. Digital currency, you have to understand there's two. One, digital currency can be manipulated by people, individuals, or authority, or a government or institution. Okay, whereas crypto is encrypted, where if it's encrypted it's really hard to decrypt it, right? So it's actually a an asset class of its own, and also an obsolete asset of our own, whereby an obsolete asset is something that you cannot even confiscate, no one can freeze it, cannot be it can be stale, because if you put it somewhere unsafe, it can be stolen. Anything else, anything can be stolen. So it is something yours. When you keep it that way, it cannot be taken away from you, like your house, your money in the bank, your land. So it is the first cryptocurrency, and the creator name is Satoshi Nakamoto. Don't ask me who is the creator. I mean, who is it? Is it a guy? Is it a girl? Is it a group of people? No one knows. Just the same as if I ask you guys who is the creator of internet. So I think 99.9% people out there don't know who created the internet. But we don't really care, because internet owns by all of us. So every single one of us can actually use internet. It's borderless. It's really efficient. Um, it's internet, so everyone can use it, right? So yeah, I'm not gonna go on with that. So yeah, the creator is Satoshi Nakamoto. Who is it? We don't know. All right, it starts in 2009. Does not controlled by any organization or individual nor a government. Okay, so it itself in an independent system. Okay, so we're going to talk about that in the second video, and let's talk more on this one. It's an open protocol system. Okay, decentralized. There will be only 21 million Bitcoin will ever exist. Okay, so there's a few points that we're going to talk about. Decimal point of Bitcoin. Okay, so you don't need to buy one Bitcoin. That's a fraction of Bitcoin. So we're going to talk about that too. So transparency of transaction, open ledger. Number 10, Mining is a process of validating transaction and not creating new Bitcoin. So excuse me about that. I'm gonna talk more about that. That is the last part because that is in a bit in depth. So the things that I'm gonna talk in this video is it's an open protocol. What is an open protocol? Decentralized. What is decentralized? There will be only 21 million Bitcoin. How is it being issued? Is it 21 million boom out straight away, or is it being issued gradually? How is gradually? Okay. And decimal point of Bitcoin, because people been taking, I've been hearing people saying that you need to buy one Bitcoin. No, 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 no. You don't need to buy one Bitcoin. You can buy a fraction of it. Okay. Transparency of transaction. So we're gonna show you. I'm gonna show you third party because Bitcoin is an open ledger. It's very very transparent, so you can actually see what's going on in the system or in the network itself. So we're gonna talk about that more. And mining is a process of validating transactions. So we're gonna talk that also. So this 5 points that we're gonna talk. So the first one. Let's go ahead with the first one. It's an open protocol system. Okay, open protocol system. It's very simple. Okay, Satoshi Nakamoto created in 2008 actually the white paper is this. When he created this white paper saying it's called peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Okay, so it's an open system. What is open system? Let's take this to comparison. I assume that every single people out there of us out there understand this. Okay, you got two, like your phone right now. So we got two. One is an Apple, which is iOS. Another one is operating system. OS is operating system, so iOS. Okay. Second one is Android, right? Okay. So Apple, you can take the protocol and create any application on top of it. And then once you finish it, you launch it. It doesn't immediately reflect in Apple Store. It does. It need to go to what you call this an approval unit of Apple. The moment it approve, and then only it will be published or being upload into Apple Store, and people can download it from that. Hence the why most of the app are you need to buy. So okay, that's one. Android, regardless the version, Snapchat, Snapcat, if I can get it, Snapdragon, KitKat, Jelly Bean, and all that. That's a version. Okay, so if you take Android as a whole, it is an open system. So you can take that protocol and then you can actually program anything on top of it, and then you can launch it straight away into Google Play, and then every single people can actually download it, right? So it's the same as Bitcoin. So Satoshi Nakamoto create this one protocol that you can create anything on top of it. You can create a wallet. So that's why Bitcoin wallet, I think most of the Bitcoin wallet are all free. Okay, Bitcoin wallet. I think all the wallet are free. Second, you can create an explorer, just like Android. They got its own Google Play, just like Apple. It got its own Apple Store. So Bitcoin has its own explorer. Okay, just like Internet Explorer before it became the born of Mozilla, Firefox, Safari, and what so not. It is actually a browser. So Bitcoin has its own browser, which is what's happening within the network. It can be shown because Bitcoin is an open system. Okay, so one more crucial thing is this: Bitcoin only understands and understood its own network. Okay, so if you take let's say your operator. Okay, if you change your line operator, your service, change it not by calling them. If you call them, you can actually change them, but you can change within your system of your phone, right? You can, your cellular service, you change it to something else. Can you call? You can't, right? Because that network doesn't recognize the network that you select, right? So hence the same thing as Bitcoin. So Bitcoin will only knows Bitcoin network. So every single wallet will be connected into the system, regardless it's centralized or decentralized. Okay, so I don't want to get you guys confused on that. So we're gonna talk part by part. Okay, so Bitcoin will only go through its own network. Okay, and the moment it changes from one wallet to another wallet, okay, digital wallet, e-wallet, it will need to be recorded. So we're going to talk about that more. Okay, decentralized. Okay, right now, every single people, when we download this protocol, we are, we could, you could actually be in one place, whereas actually with internet, because of internet can be connected anywhere in the part of the world, you can actually run it by yourself as long as you are connected into the internet on Bitcoin network. So it is decentralized. Okay, so if you shut down one, let's say one computer, okay, that's running the network, that's linked into the network, doesn't necessarily the whole system going to shut down, because the only way for you to shut down shut down Bitcoin is shut down the internet. So the moment you shut down the internet, I think every one of us know what's going to happen on that, right? So nothing, almost none can actually work or functions nowadays without internet. Okay, so it's decentralized. Second one, there will only be 21 million Bitcoin will ever exist. All right. So how is the? All right. So big Satoshi Nakamoto knows if he put 21 million bam inside the market, what's gonna happen? It's gonna fail because there's no demand on it. Okay, because Bitcoin doesn't have any intrinsic value. The only intrinsic value is because of the system is transparent and every single transaction is being recorded. Okay, so it's not like issued by a government, whereas a paper just have its own serial number, and that serial number can be actually duplicate, manipulate, or actually the piece of paper can actually be burned. And also our penny or our coins, our metal coins, how many are being produced, we don't even know. Even the central banks doesn't know that. So with Bitcoin, we'll only have 21 million, and every single transaction will need to be recorded. I mean, have to be recorded. Okay, because the moment you do a transaction, it will go into the network. The moment it does go into the network, it will go into a block, and that transaction need to be recorded. Okay, so Satoshi Nakamoto did what in 20, he doesn't release 21 million. Now there is an existence in circulation, there's about 16 million something plus, and the rest of 4 million something will actually be out in 100 years. So let's talk about how actually this thing comes out and who gets it. Okay, the people who actually help verify the transaction, which is called mining, will actually get this new issued coins. Okay, so I'm gonna show you on other slides in this same video. We're gonna see how the transaction move. All right. Okay, in 2009, there's 50 bitcoins every 10 minutes in every block. Okay, after 210,000 blocks, or equivalent to 4 years, it in 2012 it will go to a process called halving. So it will go to half. So what happened in 2012, it became from 50 to it became 25 BTC every 10 minutes in every block. After 210,000 blocks, or equivalent to 4 years, again in 2016 the second halving happened, and from 25 it became 12.5 BTC every 10 minutes in every block. After 210,000 blocks, or equivalent to 4 years, again in 2020, roughly, if I'm not mistaken, in 13 or 15 of March 2020, GMT 000 for Kuala Lumpur, or for Singapore, probably it's going to be 8 o'clock in the morning. So what's going to happen? The third halving was going to happen at that time, 6.25 BTC every 10 minutes. Okay, so this thing will go on and on and on and on until the last year, it would be 2140, so it would be another 100 years from now, and total of 21 million BTC only in circulation. So period. No one can change this. There is set in the protocol. The moment you take that protocol, or the moment you download a Bitcoin wallet, you actually agree on this, that there's only going to be as much as 21 million Bitcoin in circulation. Okay, and here's the thing: mining is still ongoing. Okay, mining is a process of validating a transaction. Okay, every transaction need to be validated, and that validating process is called mining. Why is it called mining? Because mining in gold or in any precious metal is whomever gets it. Whomever doesn't get it, it's your loss. All right, so it's a race. So it's not something that you showing a proof of work. Okay, there's something that there's something that need to be done, rather than you creating a value out of a thin air like banks does. Okay. All right, decimal point of Bitcoin. So this is common thing whereby people keep on saying that you need to buy one Bitcoin, and one Bitcoin is already 14,000 US dollar right now, right? So it's not cheap. So Bitcoin doesn't have you don't need to buy to own a Bitcoin. You don't need to buy one Bitcoin. Okay, here's the breakdown. Okay, that's it. Decimal point. Okay, and example, the current price right now it's 14,000 USD. Okay, and if it's 0.1, it will be 1,400 USD. Okay, if it's 0.01, it will be 140 USD, and if it's 0.001, it will be 14 USD, and if it's 0.001, okay, it will be $1.40. So if it's $1.40, you can, as you can see, you can actually buy as low as 40 cents. Okay, so this thing you do, it's a minimal exchange. Bitcoin is a store of value because it's so much so 21 million, and you can actually what you call, you can actually break it into very small pieces. The only thing that that we cannot do is touch or feel or even smell Bitcoin. Okay, there will only be 21 million. Transparency of transaction. So Bitcoin Explorer. So we call it, not me call it, every single people call it Bitcoin Explorer. Because why? Internet Explorer is what, when you click Internet Explorer like Safari, Mozilla and all that, what are you going to see? Click on that, you're going to see everything, every single thing that's happening in the internet. So you can actually find anything. So you just need a search engine, which is like Google, Yahoo, and previously, long time ago, we had AOL. So it is something within the internet. Okay, so we're gonna click some of this, because this is a this is what you call this, a third party that's showing what's happening within the network of Bitcoin. Okay, there's a blockchain of pools. So what is that? I'm going to talk about that later. Okay, so let's click one. Okay, now we are connected. Okay, as you can see that, all right, what is this? This is every single transaction that is going on in the world. It doesn't sleep. It moves 24 hours. It is date stamp. It is time stamp. Okay, so every single Bitcoin that move from one wallet or from one owner to another owner, or one wallet to another wallet, will come into this, which is come into the network. So this company blockchain is not the technology. Okay, because blockchain is not a company. Blockchain is actually the technology. So this company, which is funded by Sir Richard Branson and these big people, whom believe with the technology, they took this name and made it as the name of the company. Okay, so what that this company does? This company has two things. One, an explorer of Bitcoin. Okay, not just them. There's few other people. So I'm gonna show you that because we've got three more links there. Yeah, I mean on our slide. So and also they also provide a wallet. Okay, so this is what happening every single minute or every single second the transaction happen will go into the network and it will show it here. So Bitcoin is not so really an anonymous. It just doesn't show what's the name of the person who sent, like how we do it in online banking. Okay, so it to a certain degree it's anonymous. Okay, so people say that Bitcoin is being used as illicit stuff, terrorism, whatever not. It's not really anonymous. Okay, so to a certain extent. All right. Okay, let's go back. This. What is this? Okay, when the people who say that they are, when I mean a lot of people saying that, oh, we're doing mining, we're doing mining, we're doing mining. Easier said than done, to be honest, because the more you mine, the more people mine Bitcoin, the more the price goes up, the harder to actually confirm a transaction. You need not a set of computer, you need a set of power which run on electricity, and and it power consuming. Okay, it consumes a lot of power, computing power, and the moment you have a certain amount of power, if it's detected by the network, you will actually be listed here. So these people or this company, okay, are the people who are mining in the Bitcoin network. And how do you get into this? You don't take any documents and go to the government and apply. No, 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 no. You actually need to prove that you have the existence of yourself by existence of power. So the more computer you have, the more computer doing the work of validating the transaction, you will actually have a spot in here. So which is it's not easy. So I've done this before myself. I did mine for 4 months. To be honest, it's not really relevant because the higher the price goes up, the harder you get to get your coins, new coins or your fees, because every transaction there's a fee. Okay, like if I'm sending money overseas to my relative, to a friend of mine, whatever, we all have to actually trust someone, which is a third party, PayPal, Western Union, the banks using Swift, MoneyGram, and what other not. Okay, so their fees are from 15% to 30%. And sometimes most of the time it takes 1 day. If it's a third world country, it will sometimes takes 4 to 5 days. Whereas if we were to going to communicate video call, it's actually for free. We can use FaceTime, we can use WeChat, we can use WhatsApp. All of it has video call like Skype, but we don't get charged on that. But for me to actually send for me to actually send a value that I have to someone, I have to trust the middle person, right? So Bitcoin eliminates the third party. So but by eliminating the third party, no one is going to what you call this, do it for free. So Satoshi Nakamoto did was that in order for this to be not be controlled by anyone, not be manipulated by any organization or by any institution, they need to prove that there's a work that they need to do, which is every transaction needed to be recorded. Okay, because if you take Bitcoin just like email, okay, so one email is $1, let's say, okay, and because of Bitcoin, I mean because of email character, you can actually forward it to numerous people and thousands of people, hundreds of people, but you only have $1, okay, $1. If you send 10 to 10 people, and if you can do that, and I can do that, everyone can do that, everyone else can do that, what's going to happen? There's no value to it. So Satoshi Nakamoto did just that. He did a network and a place to store, and that place to store, which is the wallet, is connected into the network. The moment it moves, it need to be confirmed. So who going to confirm? If he did that, if he make centralized, or if he make someone to be responsible for it, it can be manipulated. So he made it as an open system, so any single people in any part of the world who have internet connection get the protocol, connect into the network, and do the validating process. When the person gets to validate the process, he will earn two things, which is just now that we showed, the supply, which is 50 bitcoins. After 4 years, it will go 25, 25 to go 12.5, 12.5 go 6.5, and also that's one. Second one is every transaction, there's a fee as small as 40 cents. Okay, as small as 40 cents, regardless how big you are sending, 2 bitcoins, 3 bitcoins, 4 bitcoins, as small as 40 cents. Okay, so that after 2140, when 21 million bitcoin is out, the miners, which the people who actually do the confirmation of transaction, will not get the new issued Bitcoin. They will only get the transaction fee. So that transaction fee will continue as long as Bitcoin exists and internet exists, because it's here to stay. It's not here to go. You cannot stop Bitcoin. Okay, so this going back, so this is the people who are mining. So by the way, I'm mining with Bitclub Network. Proud to be a miner with Bitclub Network. Something that is, I don't need to 24 hours watching over my machines, whether it's mining or not. I don't need to bear the electricity, and there's a lot of pros on mining with Bitclub Network, because it's a one-time investment. So we're gonna talk about that in another video, because there's 3 parts of video. Okay, so I want to explain to you guys about this. So let's click Bitclub Network. Okay, so like I said, it is timestamp, and date stamp. Okay, so you click that on height. So what are we going to see? So when people said that they're doing mining, can you see this difficulty level? This difficulty level is not a billion, it's somewhere around trillion. Okay, so if you said that you are mining alone at home, or a group of you guys are doing mining at home or somewhere, I don't know how much is your electricity bill, or how much is your local electricity charge, utility charge, but for ourselves in Asia, in ASEAN, okay, like Singapore and others, it's not relevant, because first of all, it's hot. Because computers need to be cooled down just like servers, so we need air condition, and the machine prone to break down, because that's natural, because anything that is moving or doing something, there's a friction of it, there's a friction will actually what you call break down, right? So you need to actually repair it. So going back, in this block that mined by Bitclub, there is number of transactions. See, there's 1,671 transaction. So just now that we can see the transaction that's going through, okay, so there is 1,671 transaction in this block. So the next coming blocks is coming out 10 minutes after that. So every 10 minutes. So every block. So this block, the one that we said block, it means every transaction sits in the block. So in this block, in this 10 minutes block, there is 1,671 transaction. Okay, and collectively every single transaction of it, there is 4.38. So collectively, so every single, if you collect every single transaction within this block, you're gonna get a total of transaction, a total of 4.3 Bitcoin. And as you can see, the one that I showed on the previous slide, the block reward 12.5. This is fixed. So as we go in 2020, it will be 6.25. So you will not see 12.5. You will see 6.25. So it will gradually goes down, goes down, goes down. The demand goes high, the supply goes down. What's going to happen? Price goes up. Okay. So we can click, because the computer or the hash power who got this block, who cracked this block to validate this block, is from Bitclub. You can actually see it. Okay, so this is the summary of the block. So there is 1671 transaction, like just now. That's 4.38 Bitcoin accumulatively from all the transaction within this block. Okay, and then you got 12.5 Bitcoin. So if you add this 12.5 with this 4.386, you'll get this 16.886. All right, so as you can see, this newly generated coins. Can you see that? Newly generated coins. So this newly generated coins is not going to what you call this, fly away, or what you call this, it has to be kept somewhere. So the first transaction for this 12.5, the history of every transaction, that basically Bitcoin, every single time a new Bitcoin comes out, it needs to be recorded. Every single time a Bitcoin moves from one wallet to one wallet, it has to be recorded. Okay, so for this new generated coins, which is this 12.5, inclusive also with the transaction fee, where does it go? It goes into a wallet, so it becomes one transaction. So this one transaction, this wallet is a Bitclub wallet, so it's recorded the history of that coin, which is that 12.5. So it goes into Bitclub wallet. Okay, so for 4 years, Bitclub have been mining 4,298 total of blocks, and a total of 67,230 Bitcoins, which is, if I'm not mistaken, 1 billion something dollars. And every single thing are distributed to all the members, its members, and the final balance is 14.637, which is what that is, besides insurance for the machines. This is also the insurance in case anything happened to the machines. So this is the money that going to be replaced in case anything happened to the machines. Okay, so that's blockchain.info. Okay, so this is another third party explorer. So this is blocktrail.com. Okay, so it's the same thing, unconfirmed transaction. It doesn't show the movement, but the total of transaction is the same as throughout any explorer, because it's the same. It's showing what's happening in the network. Okay, so this is the pool distribution, just like before. Okay, as you can see, that's Bitclub there. Okay, and this another third-party explorer tool, so you can actually see exchanges list, trading volume, ranks, price plus volume, market cap, and also mining difficulty, number of transaction, and also this is exchanger. So let's see, hash rate. So as you can see, there's also Bitclub there. So anything that's happening within the network are transparent. We can actually see it. It's even more transparent than any financial system ever exists. Okay, so let's go straight to mining. Is a process of validating the and not creating a new Bitcoin. So why am I putting this? Okay, it's like this. People keep on saying that Bitcoin are created with mining. That is true and false. Okay, if you actually, to be honest, Bitcoin is, you need to mine Bitcoin, which is because mining is a validating transaction, because every 10 minutes, without you, either you mining or you don't mine, just like I am doing this video, I'm not doing any mining, right? Okay, every 10 minutes, it either we see it or we do something to it. It doesn't stop. Every 10 minutes, just like a heartbeat. Every 10 minutes, it will comes out a new Bitcoin. Every 10 minutes, every 10 minutes, every 10 minutes, since 2009 until today, it doesn't stop. Every 10 minutes, every 10 minutes, every 10 minutes. So the moment that transaction is up, I mean, so the moment the new Bitcoin that is being issued by the protocol, okay, by itself automatically, it will go to someone whom the one that validates a transaction. So the moment you validate the transaction, you will earn two things. One, every single transaction there's a fee, okay, because this fee will actually the one that going to last forever, okay, because after 2140, which is 100 years from now, after the whole 21 million Bitcoin are out, no new Bitcoin are going to be generated anymore, okay. So the only thing that the miners are going to get is transaction fee. So for now, every 10 minutes, a new block comes out. Within that block, there's two things: the new Bitcoin that's being issued by the protocol. Second one is transaction fee. So every transaction within that block, within the span of that 10 minutes, will have a fee inside it. Okay, so I hope you guys stay tuned for the next video, which is the most crucial one. Why Bitcoin? Okay, why Bitcoin is very important. Okay, because Bitcoin are not going to replace fiat currency or paper money, but it is actually going to what you call this, complements fiat currency. Because nowadays people, not nowadays, since President Nixon, every single paper or paper money or fiat currency are to be told backed by gold, which is not true. Okay, really not true. So we're going to talk about that in the next video. So stay tuned. See you guys. Bye bye.